I mean, one thing I will say, if your kids are really funny about going near someone, please don't force them to cuddle them, to give them a kiss, to go near them. Please pay attention to your kids, because they know feelings we can't pick up on. They sense things we can't pick up on. And the only reason I'm hyper about this is just because one of the incidences I had was my brother was very, very ill. We were in London at the time, and he was in Great Ormond Street Hospital. He is having to stay overnight, and the only person to take me home, because my mother had to stay in the hospital with Lawrence, was him. I begged, I cried, I sobbed, I had snot running out of my nose. I was in a mess begging her not to let me go home with him, but she forced me. I even begged the nurse, and the nurse said, you have to pay attention to mummy. So I listened to the nurse and I listened to my mum. In my heart and my gut, I knew exactly what was going to happen. This is why I was stood there sobbing. This is why I was stood there crying. And this is why I was covered in snot and looked a mess. She told me off. And she knew. I didn't know then. I know now. But please, please don't let your children go with anyone they don't want to go with. Pay attention to them. This is my little boy. He's talking. Hello, Bubba. But if they don't want to kiss somebody, they don't want to cuddle somebody, don't make them. If they don't want to go with somebody, listen to your children, please. My eldest, when she was a baby, didn't go near one of my people that I knew. He wasn't a friend, he was someone I knew, and she refused to give him a cuddle. And you know what? I never made her cuddle him. And I told everyone, don't make her cuddle him. She doesn't want to go near him. She didn't even say hello to him. She wouldn't acknowledge him. And I paid attention to that. And I now know that the guy she didn't want to speak to, she didn't want to acknowledge, she didn't want to give a cuddle to, is now not allowed near children. I now know this. And I never made my little girl go near him. But he is now, by law and social services, not allowed to go near his own children. And I paid attention to my little girl. But thank goodness, in a way, I had that experience. It's horrible. I didn't want it to happen. I wish it had never happened, but I wouldn't be the way I am now. I wouldn't be conscious of my children's feelings and their behaviours and what they're telling me. So, and yeah, he did hurt me that night. And on the way home, I was crying in his van and I was sobbing. And you know what he told me as I was looking out the window, looking at the sky, wishing I wasn't going there? Smile. Smile, mate. Smile. I know what you're going to do to me.